Trails Commission, and we'll start with roll call. Christensen here.
Erzberger here.
Anderson here.
Schmidt here.
Nybo here. Strehler here.
Great. Full house. Invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, agenda approval. Any comments, questions, changes?
I did have one, I don't know if it's an ad, but will there be any conversation about the grand opening or event around the park?
Not yet, we're working through that still.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
So no changes, John?
No changes.
All right, great. Do we have a movement to approve? Or, yeah, we need a first.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Great. Is there a second?
The second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agenda approved. Moving on to the meeting minutes from the May 21st meeting. Again, questions, comments, concerns?
I'll move to approve as written.
Great. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes approved.
Nice work, Seth.
Another good month.
You didn't miss anyone's name this time?
All right. Open forum public comment opportunity. You here for that?
Sure. Yeah.
If you
Why
wouldn't
not?
mind, stand and step up, say your name and where you're from.
I'll get the mic on, sorry about that.
Oh, all right, no worries.
We don't often have visitors.
It's a special night.
Oh yeah, nice. It's on.
It sounds good.
Councils, how are y'all doing?
Good.
My name is Joey Rodriguez. I live in Rogers, Minnesota. I'm here today just to get some more eyes and ears on what's going on. I'll be running for Parks and Rec Commission for Three Rivers. And one of my most important things I believe in is more involvement. So you'll see more of me coming around the city, coming around other cities, and pretty much being a tick in your leg. So my name is Joey Rodriguez. I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So when are the?
The primary is going to be August 11th because I think 4 people are running.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like surprised, too, but then,
Yeah.
I guess kind of shows that there's, people are wanting a change.
Yeah.
And whether or not I win or whoever wins, I think the statement's been made that, there needs to be a change.
Yeah.
So,
You only want to show up here, so. All right, thank you. Moving on, no presentations, unfinished business, wayfinding policy and signage concepts.
Yes, we finally made it here. We worked through wayfinding policy a few times. We have not actually seen concepts of signage until tonight. So in your packet is going to be 2 concepts. The second concept has a couple of iterations, just 2. But I will pull up the slideshow and then I'm going to pass it off to Gabby. If you remember Gabrielle Grindy, she's with HKGI. She's been helping us with Heritage Park and further development of our park system.
All right, thank you.
Do you want that?
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, uh-oh.
go, hang on. I'm going to sing it. There we go.
Scroll.
Yep.
All right, so when we think about wayfinding signs, there's some factors to consider. Why is it important? What is it? When you look around anywhere you are in your neighborhood or on a street, there are probably signs that you can see from some point of view, whether they're street signs or building signs, yard signs. So for parks, why are we looking at wayfinding signs? Well, it identifies the park. it brands the owner, so the owner in this case is the city. So you want to identify that the park is owned by the city. It helps with the user experience, so if someone can read it from a distance, they know where they are, where they're going. The directional signs will show you which way to go. Safety, so if someone is looking for where to go, they're unsure where they're going, this will help them find the way. You can direct them where to turn, where they need to go to find certain fields if they're going to an athletic event, if they're going on a trail. As in the case of Three Rivers Park District, we talked about those signs with staff. There's very clear branding and directions, maps that identify people where they are and where they can go along a trail or within a park. Accessibility is another reason to have signs, making parks and public spaces accessible for everyone, making sure that they're able to read them. So looking at the colors and the contrasts that are used on a sign, they should be legible for everyone, and they should be placed in an area that's free from impediments. So there shouldn't be landscaping or other elements blocking the view. And then a wayfinding family. So a family is essentially several different signs at different scales that all fit together. So they all have a similar style, similar colors, similar fonts. All right, so the process for this project is about 2 months. So we started in May. At HKGI, we looked at a number of precedents. We met with staff. We talked about materials. We talked about the previous signs that were in the park, other signs in the city, the look of the new logo, how that could be incorporated into a sign concept. We talked about the goals for this process and the different types of signs that we were looking at. And then staff gave us some feedback. Some of that feedback included they wanted a timeless design, simple, timeless, materials that were sustainable, long-lasting. We heard that City Council likes the Three Rivers Park District signage, so looking at that as somewhat of a guide. And then we came up with a few different concepts, sent that back to staff. Staff gave us some feedback, and so what we're presenting tonight is 2 sign families. So each family has a different look, and within each family there are 4 sign types. So following your feedback tonight, feel free to interrupt me with any comments. We'll revise the sign families, and then that will be presented to council.
Ideally, July 9th is the target date, assuming things go well tonight. You guys provide feedback that we can work with and incorporate between now and then.
All right, so these are the sign types we're looking at. Starting on the left, that is the community park sign, so that would be essentially the largest monument type sign in the sign family. That would be at Heritage Park only, I think,
At this point, yeah.
at 1 or 2 locations where the parking lots are.
And then future open space parks potentially. Otherwise, we could look at doing neighborhood signs if we want something smaller in size that's not so in your face. Monumental, yeah.
So the images below each of these types are just precedent examples from other locations that we use to show what the size and scale of the sign would look like. The second one is a neighborhood park sign, so that would be essentially a little smaller version of the community park sign. The third one is a directional wayfinding sign, so that could be used along trails, or it could be within Heritage Park to show which way to get to the different fields or get to the picnic pavilion as needed. And then the fourth sign is the interpretive sign. So this would be something that could be placed in open space areas to talk about the natural areas, the plants, could talk about the history of the area. I don't think there have been themes identified, but yeah.
For the interpretive sign?
Yeah, so those would be
Totally.
probably future sign types.
And then the question, can I ask a question, right?
Yep.
We also had the regulatory signs in our outline. Do those, were you thinking those would be kind of following the directional, the interpretive, or where would those fall in this?
Yeah, so those are already,
Yes, so since
No,
That's a good point, though. We could add that to the family. All right. Okay, so another thing that we looked at with staff is some cost examples, because there's a wide variety of costs and materials, and even the different vendors and fabricators that you go to could provide different costs. So these are just some of the signs that we know about, that we have worked on at HKGI. So the one on the left, that's an Apple Valley sign that they've just recently installed in their parks, that it has a small concrete pad, and it has small posts coming up, and then the two posts are sleeves, so they're not actual solid posts. And then the middle panel is just an aluminum powder coated panel. And those, we didn't get those installed, so we don't know what the final cost was. To me, it looks like $3,000 to $4,000, but we saw in an earlier estimate 8,000, so I just put that on the slide. But I'm guessing it was probably less than that at the end of the day. Then the second one is in Seago. That is a sign that we designed, and a fabricator built it and installed it, and that was $12,000 for that sign, with a $4,000 installation fee. And the one on the third one is also in Seago, and that one was $15,000 for the sign and $4,000 for the installation. And then the one on the far right, that is a monument sign. That was put in 2012, so it's quite a few years older than the other ones. That was $12,000 fully built and installed, but that was 14 years ago. And the bottom image is that it's lit up, so it has electricity in it, and so that's what it's looking like.
is that a park that they do nighttime activities at, or is it just?
Well, it is a big community park, and it's on a busy road, so I think they wanted it lit up for, if anyone's driving by at night, they know there's a park. I don't know if they do have ball fields there that might be lit, so they might have night activities. All right, so then getting into the concepts. This is the option 1 sign family. So this one has the stone base. So this has stone. So these could either be concrete to look like stone, or it could be real stone, which would likely be a higher cost than concrete. And then we show the logo on the left post for the community park monument sign, and then on the neighborhood park and the directional sign, it's a smaller logo on the bottom and on the side. And then the panel could be either a wood panel with routing and painted letters in it, or it could be a composite panel, which would be plastic. And so we're estimating, trying to be conservative on these estimates. We have not priced these out with vendors, so could be $20,000 for that monument sign, up to $30,000, depending on what type of materials go into that. The neighborhood park estimated could be $10,000 to $15,000. So this is looking at if it's a real stone. If it's concrete, it's likely be a lower cost. The directional wayfinding sign with the stone posts, potentially $6,000 to $10,000, and the interpretive sign $4,000 to $6,000. So size-wise, these would have frost footings, and I can't even read. I think it's 8 feet or 9 feet is the width that we have shown.
8.5.
8.5 feet for that sign, and then it's about 5 feet at the height.
5.5.
5.5. Thank you.
A lot of hats.
And then this is the neighborhood park sign. So it has a stone base with the wood or composite panel on top. then the directional wayfinding sign, that would be the wood or the stone or concrete post, and then a sign panel affixed to it.
This one is 7 feet tall.
And then the interpretive sign would be the stone base with a steel or aluminum panel coming up, and then a angled panel with the interpretive information.
And this one's 3 feet.
Okay, now the second option is similar to that Otsego option we showed. We did actually reach out to Backer Signs. They make these, the panel in a plastic material that they route out the letters and then they paint it whatever color you'd like. So the panels themselves are 1,500 to 1,800. In talking with them, they recommend that they don't provide installation. So they recommend installation, either get a contractor or the owner, city staff would do the installation and just get lumber for the post, which would make it much more affordable. Otherwise, going through a sign fabricator like those Otsego signs that I showed earlier, it's just a much higher cost if you go through the fabricator and have them install it. So the two options here are the wood posts on either side with the panel in the middle with a concrete base and footing, or we show two options for the community park sign. So this one, the larger one with the 2 posts, and then option B shows 3 posts, so there'd be 1 horizontal post and 2 vertical posts. So it's just a different look. And then the logo could be either within the rectangular sign or popping up. And Jesse asked about the sign shapes. It's really, there's a number of different shapes that you can get. So,
And that looks like a standard one that they had offered
no cost.
with that cut, so it kind of adds a unique feature with the bump up.
And then the neighborhood park sign would just be shorter, so not quite as wide as the community park sign. The directional wayfinding sign would be a singular post with flag signs coming off it, so you could have 1, 2, or multiple as needed. And then the interpretive sign would be 1 or 2 posts with aluminum or steel panel on top of that at an angle. So the costs that we've estimated for this are estimated if we'd have a fabricator fully do it turnkey, not have any staff installed. So 4,500 to 7,000. So again, these are conservative estimates. And then neighborhood park sign 3,000 to 5,000, directional wayfinding 2,000 to 3,000, and interpretive 2,500 to 4,500. So looking a
I
little.
got a question.
Yep.
On all these, we've got the composite sign and wood posts. Why wouldn't you go with a composite post so you don't have to, no maintenance, I guess is.
Yeah, so we've talked to some other communities that have done both composite and wood, and generally they just like that the wood is more timeless and feels more natural, and it patinas over time, and it has that nice look to it, and it's easy to replace, whereas composite sign is a higher upfront cost than lumber, and so if you need a new one, it's just a little more work to get a new composite post, and then they will fade in the sun over time, so it's just a preference, and if you're going to be maintaining them and replacing posts.
Because I guess in my mind, composites like that, I don't know, by the yard furniture.
Yeah.
And they've got every color and every texture and that kind of thing, and it kind of lasts forever with no maintenance.
Yeah.
Am I thinking
Well,
wrong?
that's what we've heard from staff that we've talked to at cities around the cities. They say that they like the lumber because it's just, if they need new lumber, like if something happens, like it's run into, or if somebody marks it or puts graffiti on it, it's just much easier to go get lumber to replace real wood than to replace composite. But I mean, it's totally up to whatever you prefer. So. so yeah, so this one, when we talked to staff, there was a preference to have a concrete base, like a pad fully across the bottom of the sign, to reduce that need for, weeds and other, plants growing up and mowing in that, under that area, so it'd be a cleaner look. So we're showing the footings, and then the concrete pad with the posts coming up. So this is the option with the 2 vertical posts and the 1 horizontal post. So just a different look. And then this one is the neighborhood park sign with the more square panel. Let's see what the dimension is.
This one is 6.5 by 5.
5 feet. And then this is the other option for the neighborhood park sign with the horizontal post.
6 by 5.
And this is the directional sign, so we'd have the concrete footing with the post and the flag sign.
8 foot tall.
And then this is the interpretive sign, so we'd have the concrete footing and then the 2 double posts from the front and 1 post width from the side.
3 foot 2 inches.
So, I'll go back to the one of the families. So, comments, questions?
I have to say that just in general, option B, the second choice, feels more Corcoran-like. Kind of proper degree of fussiness, less pretentious.
It's a park sign.
It's a park sign.
When you say option B, are you talking about option 2 or option A or B within option 2?
Just the ones with the wooden frame just seems much more appropriate.
The option 2, I think.
Option
I think
2, sorry.
I'm also leaning that direction. I don't know about anybody else.
Transparently, the staff that I've talked to had similar feedback, so I'm not surprised.
Okay.
And I like option 2 for all the parks we have now. My only question, we do have any plans in the future where it's like a stone area? And I was trying to think, I don't think we really do have any areas where like stone would fit in. Because we visit parks where like we went to the Mississippi Gateway Park, and that's got a big dam behind it. So it would make sense to have like more stone designed ones. So I like option 2 for what we have now and for what I can picture having in the city.
We need cattails.
I couldn't think of any reason we'd have like a stone first park, like a.
There's cattails in the logo.
Yes, there
That's true.
Yes. So you said so if we're talking about option 2 here.
Yeah.
You said there were some different shapes. I mean, I like the round logo up there. There are other shapes also? Or?
Yeah, there's many different shapes. You could get 1 large round arc on the top. You could get square bump out on the top, angle, triangular. I think there are many different options.
Lots of options. These were the ones that seemed the most timeless, and we could incorporate that logo and make it more prominent with that kind of rounded hump on it. But
I think the rounded part really highlights that logo, otherwise it's kind of lost in the sign.
Looks nice.
I don't like it.
No? Tell.
Oh, no.
Do tell?
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
what do you like?
We have that nice squared off sign, everything looks good. It looks like we throw it in there to make it a little different. Like, let's get a little creative and throw a bump out here. It's just,
Okay.
it seems like an afterthought. No offense, that love
No.
it, but I would
Well, I like it
prefer
better
a
than
leaner
straight.
look.
Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
second one is like down in the corner.
Yeah, you can put up top or whatever corner you
You know.
want, but I don't like the bump out. It seems odd. So maybe we can vote on that one, but I like option A better. That's simple, timeless, that's exactly what we want. Option B looks like we're trying to be a little trendy or something.
Wait, are you saying the?
A, the first
A
one?
is the one with the
The
bump.
bump
Yeah,
up.
but remove the bump.
Oh.
But option A,
Oh.
see option B where there's only one side has posts, or at least a
Yeah.
large post?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know if I that?
A without the
Fine,
bump
but-
out.
What's that?
A without the bump out.
That would be my vote, but you might have other opinions.
And I like it. So, here we go.
Let's change it to a triangle, let's
Would
be
it-
really creative.
Would it seem less random if it was centered or something?
Oh,
Well, where would you put it?
No.
I guess,
Well, you could fit it on the sign, you don't need to bump anything else to fit our
Just
logo.
make it slightly bigger sign.
Yeah, like option B, but with wood on both.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that, is this our font too, or is this like the city font?
it's the closest font that we have to.
the Corcoran.
When we went through 99 designs, we had to do some behind-the-scenes work to get the font.
But you can fit the logo, you can shrink the words, make the sign bigger, I'm not too worried about fitting the logo. I think the point of that bump out is not to fit the logo better, it's to make it a little more
See,
creative.
if we had the old logo, it would have been perfect down there.
So there.
Yeah, say it.
Let's make a suggestion and go back to the
Come
logo.
So what I'm hearing, Chair Christensen has a preference towards option, a hybrid of AB, instead having the two posts on either side, keeping the sign squared, and then kind of following the design of option B, but with those two side posts instead. Is that,
Yeah.
Summarize it?
Yeah. You could just say option A without the logo. However you want to put it, it's fine.
well, I guess I'm kind of trying to set it up so that as Gabby takes the notes back,
Okay.
and we're doing a finalized design for council,
Got it.
just because I would envision that B is probably how it ends up being designed, just because of the length of names for park.
Yeah.
I mean, Heritage is gonna be longer, Wildflower is gonna be longer. Generally, the park name is gonna be longer than the word park, right? So, trying to design that in, you're almost going to have to put the logo in the bottom right, unless you rearrange kind of the sign.
But how many people like the bump out? Or did I sway everyone with mine?
I like the bump
Brilliant.
out.
I like
We
it.
should vote on the bump out first.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said other than the bump out. I like option A and the two posts on the side and the shape of it. I'm not like gonna live and die on the bump out, but I think it helps highlight I think otherwise it kind of gets lost in the rest of the signage, especially as we start adding like addresses and numbers and all the other stuff we listed on the.
Yeah, signs aren't meant to be an art piece, and it's like we're crossing that line. This is informational, yeah, it can look good, but it's not, let's see how cool we can make this sign. No, the park is what we want to highlight.
But it is a first impression of the park itself.
No, the park is the first impression. We drive up, you see the park, the trees, whatever it is, the playground, that's it. And then you say, oh, wait, let me go look at the rules of the park. Right?
May I make a suggestion?
You have to go up,
Yeah.
but feel free, yeah.
Oh, man. So I have lots of experience designing and building bases out in Afghanistan, and I see your point. I like to take a minute, and I love how everyone's putting their opinions of the sign, and I love it. And as a dad and have a lot of kids and children, and as more of a creative side, I love how I feel that a sign in a park, it's not just a sign. I take now lots of pictures with the sign of a park with my kids, and even if it's a little bump there, you know, that little creative side, I think highlights a picture 30 years from then of like, we went to this park. Like, oh my gosh, like this is, and probably 30 years later, it won't be the same sign. But I think a sentimental value of like how much, just maybe a little bit of a creativeness would go a long way in a photo. That's my 2 cents. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it also draws your eye to that it's Corcoran, you know, where I feel like it gets lost over in the corner, where this draws your eye that, you know, it's a Corcoran park.
I wonder too, Philip, like, because I see what you're saying, like it doesn't look, because of that blank space in the top right above the word park, it kind of does create more of the, like, what's that doing up there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering even if, you know, putting heritage above park, right, and then address, you know, a rearrangement of the actual letters would make it feel a little more filled out. and thus make that bump a little more intentional.
Jess, do you have a picture of the old sign? I feel like I should have given more rationale between why we designed this, because we looked at a ton of precedent signs. And the feedback that we got was very simple. So big letters, the old sign had lots on it. We looked at a lot of other park signs that had icons and lots of other clutter, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the sign. And so the direction was keep it very simple, make the letters very big so they're very clear. Also the dark green was the direction with the white font. That was preferred rather than a light sign with dark letters. The logo was preferred to be large and prominent on the sign. And then fewer materials. So we looked at lots of signs that had many different materials. You remember one, probably one of the first slides that had the example monument sign that had stone and then wood and then steel, and it just had a lot going on. So that was some of the reasoning behind these concepts.
Sorry, I'm digging through my
Are
photos,
these-
trying to find signs.
Some of these signs are two-sided signs.
Yep.
So then on one side, the logo is on the left-hand side. On the other side, the logo is on the right-hand side,
That's a good
which does
point.
change the
Yep.
look.
Yeah, we should have showed
I'm
both.
wondering if there would be, if you could make a case for having an arc
A
on
center
the top
or a
and
center logo.
put the logo in the center.
Mhm.
I have one theory on this one. I don't know if you guys drive up and down by this park, or who lives by this park? Anybody? Besides me?
Yeah.
Well, she goes by it all the time.
Okay, I have to go by this park every day in order to go home, right? And when you turn off to go to this park, it's 30 miles an hour until you hit this sign. It's 55, and I'll be damned if anybody's gonna slow down. They will pass you with the double lines, and we've tried to get it changed, and they won't change the speed limit. So my theory is the bigger the better. Because they're looking at something and they're looking for it.
That is specific, back there,
Yeah.
like specific to the.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Now
That's the
throw-
old
throw a circle
logo.
up there, throw a half
That's
circle
the
up
old,
there.
we
and
could do
that
a
would
old
look weird.
logo.
Or a bling, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that
You
looks
still
better
have
than
this
this,
sign?
I'll at least admit that, the cutout or whatever you call it.
We could just put this one back.
No, we can't see because it's got a new name now. It does not actually close at 10. Zillion is spelled wrong. There's a lot of issues I have with this spelled wrong. These signs do not
Oh,
get
you're
along,
just
I'm gonna be
being
honest.
picky. You're being picky.
Do we have this sign stored somewhere, or we got rid of it?
I believe I know where it is.
No.
Unfortunately.
Interesting, okay, good to know.
Well, maybe we should keep it. just
We like to read these
remember
things.
it.
I mean, it has not gotten disposed of to my knowledge, which, to be fair, I come from a line of hoarders. That's not the reason I haven't disposed of it, but I did kind of have in the back of my mind, is it something that we want to incorporate? Like, hey, this is what
Heritage.
ding, ding, ding.
Mhm.
So, that is the sign though.
We can come back to the bump out, let everyone think about it for a minute.
Okay, sounds good.
Wood versus plastic, I prefer wood for the reasons you said. I think it looks a lot nicer, and then
Repairs.
relatively cheap to replace it. And that furniture is nice because you never have to do anything with it.
Yeah.
It might go out at some point if that plastic is, I don't know, not quite as cool as it is right now. So I would go with wood on that. And then the other comment is concrete pad. Can we mulch over those or something? So it's just not a gray.
So
Concrete
the
right in the
reasoning
middle.
for the concrete pads is to eliminate any maintenance. And so by mulching over it, we'd be adding to the maintenance.
Less maintenance than grass though, so maybe it's a compromise. Do we even have a picture? Like, okay, yeah, there we go.
So, yeah,
looks,
to
now we wouldn't have
the
the
big.
bushes.
Oh, that would be an idea.
So the moss looks kind of nice.
Now, can you tell which city that one's from with the logo in the corner?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I know already.
The two middle ones are on Seago, and you've seen them before because you guys really liked them.
Uh-huh.
But you're right, if they had obnoxious bump outs everywhere, we would know exactly where.
So the Otsego one, in my opinion, the Otsego one, I think the posts are a little too big, like posts overpower the sign.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
so big.
I would agree with that.
But the Apple Valley ones, we're working in Apple Valley, 2 or 3 of those have already been knocked down just by like city maintenance trucks because they're a little flimsy.
Which ones? The first one?
The Apple Valley, yeah, the far left.
And that's the one with the sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh,
Will you point
Oh,
again?
Right, that's Cedar Isle Park,
Cedar.
because
Oh.
it's not solid
Because-
post, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
hollow tube, so it's pretty lightweight.
In the second one there?
No, in the first one.
Okay, but in the second one, there's the, steel around the base.
Mm-hmm.
Could something like that be added to ours for a little more character? Opinion,
Yeah.
just, you know.
Yeah, how else would you, were they gonna be right into the concrete?
Yeah, they could be directly embedded, or they could be,
This would be a lot
have
easier
those
to
brackets.
replace though, right? Like, if we have to replace the posts and they're embedded in the concrete, aren't we jacking up the concrete?
If what?
If we have to replace the posts, if they're embedded in the concrete, we have to
Yeah.
jack up the concrete,
Yeah.
right?
Or cut it off and then bracket it.
Okay, got it.
So eventually use bracket anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah, bracket, bracket was good.
Consensus, bracket?
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
consensus on the wood?
Yeah.
I'm fine on wood.
Do we know what type of wood? That looks like cedar or
Cedar.
something? Yeah, not green treated or anything.
Right.
Okay.
Isn't it cedar on the building over there? Do you know?
Oh, isn't it heat treated ash?
Heat treated ash, I wanna say.
Cedar doesn't run.
Heat treated should be good. Should.
How's heat treated ash look?
It's burned.
And cedar gets gray over time, doesn't it? Yeah. Does the ash do that to the heat treated stuff? A picture of that?
Building?
The ash.
On the building?
You don't, yeah.
I can in a second, but I'm turning off the screen. Okay. Okay.
You do it.
We have ours over here, walk away.
So Jessica, do you need some way of putting up night at the game signage or sort of, this trail is closed because there's construction or a tree is blocking this path? Or are there temporary signs that you need to put up? And is there a way to do that that looks like it doesn't use three rolls of masking tape and you still can't read it?
So we upgraded last year a little bit. We ended up getting A-frame signs so that we can put the corrugated plastic inserts in. I found a very good supplier for that. It's quite frankly low cost comparatively.
Yeah.
We've been using those at Heritage Park to kind of tell people like, please don't go in here, this is closed. So that's been kind of our means for explaining that to people. So I think temporary signs were probably pretty good at this point.
And that works in,
The other thing we have, and I think we're talking about how it's getting installed or back installed, we have one of those bulletin boards that we got, I think, 6 or 7 years ago from a grant with, I want to say, the county. So we have that as well, which kind of provides that rotational information.
and that would be at the building? Or,
That's part of the determination is where is it getting reinstalled, that makes the most sense. So this is that heat treated ash, obviously this is a bit old of a picture, but at least it kind of gives you a visual. It looks darker on the screen than it does on my screen, if that helps at all. And now the whole building is covered in it, so it's a little dated.
Probably nice.
Now there's windows.
And we're getting windows, we're in the process.
There's windows, a few.
We don't lose any light
sounds like wood posts, brackets for the attachment to give it a little extra character. We're good with the composite panel, the colors look right, the font looks good. What is the consensus on the font though?
Option two.
You were scared to ask that.
I'm just teeing it up for a little dramatic effect.
Can we just vote really quick?
What would we do if it was two-sided? I think that's where you can convince,
Well, you either put it in the middle,
or you skip it on the
Yeah, it
backside.
would just be,
well, yeah, then you got an empty bump out,
Yeah.
or you don't have the bump out. But, or you have it on either side, so you would have it there and then on the back, over there.
But then on the front, you'd have it.
Right. Oh, yeah, no,
On the other
You'd
side
see
of
the-
it over the
yeah, you'd
flower
only have
part.
one bump out.
Yeah, but no, you'd have two.
No, you'd have.
Oh, you want the back,
have
you would
one,
just leave it
and
on
then
the.
you reverse the words, right, because it'd be backwards. Right, so like.
But
going
if
up
the
through
bump
here.
out
Yeah.
was left, it would be over the flower part, W-E-R on the opposite side, correct? If the bump out's in the same spot.
Yeah.
I need a mirror now.
Yeah.
I just
Okay,
think that
right
would
now
look
it's
funny in the
wildflower,
reverse.
and it's above the W. If it's on the words are going the other way, it would just be above the E-R.
Right.
Rather
because
than
the image reverses, but the words have to stay from left to right.
Correct. Yeah, so it'd just be at the end rather than the beginning. But the bump would be the same spot.
I was over here trying to use my fingers.
You can think about an American flag,
Okay.
you can flip around.
You guys want me to do a little demonstration?
No, I'm just trying to think what it would look like, because I think I just like the look of option with the bump out, but if you have to add a second one, or it's on the other side on the reverse, I don't think that would look as nice the other way.
oh, we didn't even talk about orientation. I'm thinking we want it perpendicular to a road, right? Or
That would be mine.
sometimes at parks, they have them horizontal. I mean, like
Parallel
parallel.
to the road?
To Commissioner Strehler's point, as you're driving by, it might make more sense to be perpendicular. Just my 2 cents.
So you would see, yeah.
As you're driving
Otherwise,
by.
you gotta go like this at 55 miles an hour.
I think it depends
And the
completely
guy
on the park.
passing you on the wrong side.
I think, like Heritage, that makes sense, but I wouldn't put a rule in here or any guidance, and, like Wildflower Park, I don't think it would matter if you're in a corner, it's slow. Where you put the sign,
Yeah,
or like push it out.
And it might look better to walk up to,
Yeah.
Smaller park versus Heritage. Yeah, it should be outside road.
But we should design something that would look okay in either configuration.
So thinking about the bump out now, how it would likely be on the opposite end, on the flip side, does that change anyone's opinion on the bump out? I know your opinion on the bump out.
Yeah, it makes it even stronger now.
Doesn't bother me. That's fine.
All right, raise your hand if you like the bump out. Raise your hand if you don't like the bump out.
Are we a-
I abstain.
You want to wait and vote a little bit?
No. I like the look of the bump, but I'm worried about if we try to do a double-sided sign, it's gonna look funny. So
Well,
like,
can
my
some-
would be like, if we're gonna do a single-sided sign, I'd be fine with the bump out. If we're gonna do a two-sided sign, it shouldn't have that feature, would be kind of where I would land.
Let's play this game. If you're driving on County Road 50, and you're driving by it either direction, do you want that bump out? Because it's gonna be on the other side, depending on which direction you're going.
Say that again?
So, let's say you're driving down County Road 50.
Yep.
And you're headed
Towards-
west.
Okay.
And the bump out, let's say, is on the left side of the
Mhm.
sign, as you're driving by.
Good with that.
But then you're headed east, now it's on the right side. Does that make a difference to you? Does that make sense?
Not me.
Not me.
Or we could stick it in the middle.
Or it could go in the middle. And then you lose that awkward blank space.
Mhm.
Characteristic.
Does this change it? Change
What'd you
that?
do? I knew you were doing something over there.
No, I mean,
Can we change it?
no,
It was the blank space that was throwing it for me.
the clean rectangle that I really like.
Okay.
I think the logo is
Gotcha.
comment, but that's fine. If everyone likes the bump out, I will not say no word on it until the sign's there.
I will stick with my guns. I like the
All right.
It's a little while.
We're gonna see Phil up there with like
I told you guys.
guys, I think there was some vandalism.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I
me
think
moving
it
the
might have been
55
Philip.
sign.
Yeah. All right, so basically where option A is with wood, with metal brackets.
And yes to the bump out is what I heard.
Yes.
So,
In the notes, though, that was a consensus, right?
Seth, please make sure that the meetings reflect that Chair Christensen is not in agreement with the bump out.
Thank you.
So then the directional wayfinding with the flag, the nice thing about that, in my opinion, they do look like the Three Rivers one, and as we're gonna have a Three Rivers trail coming through, and they do intend to have a wayfinding, or a trailhead with some of the features, well, actually the top tier trailhead is what they told us previously. This would kind of go along with their trail signage. Gives kind of a cohesive look while still keeping us different enough to tell that it is a Corcoran sign.
And you wouldn't want to, there's no logo on this one, and there was on the option one.
Gabby, would there be a logo?
Yeah, we could definitely,
Don't want to
this,
start that discussion.
Well,
this
because I would think,
artwork is preliminary, so we could definitely add.
So there could be.
because I would think that this sign could be at some entrances, because part of the purpose was to establish, hey, this is a city park. So think of like even the northeast park, you'd want a sign with at least some type of logo, I would think, at the entrances, if it's one of
Or-
those wayfinding
But
ones.
these would always be with a park center, right? This would never be the only sign.
But if there are, they won't say Diamond Lake Trail.
Correct.
Correct, it'll say
Correct.
Corcoran, what would it say?
But we're only gonna have one trail, or one of these main signs at every parcel. You could have a different entrance to the park, which I think could have like a directional wayfinding sign.
Heritage Park will have two, because it's two separate parcels. But I can see your point, like, let's take Wildflower Park, for example. How that one has kind of the trail entrance from north.
Annabelle?
Annabelle, yeah, sure. We'll go with streets instead. You're coming in a different route, whereas like Gleason and Wildflower Trail, the roads kind of intersect, and that's probably where your monument sign is gonna be. If you are coming in from that trail option, is that kind of where you're talking about having one of the
Yeah.
directional ones?
That's an example of where I could see you put one of these, because it establishes this is where the city park starts, and that one's, it's far away from the main entrance.
And that's one where it could have the map like it's shown here, and then, instead of saying Diamond Lake Regional Trail, maybe it would say Wildflower Park. We could find a way to
Just have the city
incorporate.
name if we want to.
Hmm?
We could have the city name. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the logo could even go within this area.
Yeah, you might not even need a map in that instance. Your rules are.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
overcommitting. Okay.
Yes, we could put the logo on the sign or just like a button on the post, either way.
Yeah, I would vote for a logo somewhere to establish it as a city support. Yeah.
So make sure there's a logo on the directional wayfinding.
Is that not very good?
Sure, it could be.
I just don't know if we need a logo on everything. I'm not trying to.
As long as they're not.
I need to, but the logo needs to have a bump out on the top of it.
Oh, no. I like option one better now. We'll have the name of the city or the name of the trail. I don't think we need to throw a logo on every sign necessarily. I think it looks nice and clean just how it is.
What would it
We're
say
gonna
at the
go with
top? Right here it says Diamond Lake Regional Trail. What word would we be using?
In the instance that we described, it would say like Wildflower Park, coming in from like that trail entrance versus the two road intersections. It would say like Wildflower Park, and then maybe it would have a map of the park, or maybe like a map of the park with the trails that kind of meander through that
And
park.
then your sign.
If it said Corcoran on it, I wouldn't need the logo, so I'm not stuck on the logo. This one just says the
Yeah,
park.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be, I get that.
So it's some way of establishing this as a city.
Corcoran owns the park.
Yes.
I will note, any map that we have, to my knowledge, would generally have the city logo on it anyway.
Somewhere in there.
Mhm.
We definitely don't. where they put it.
So we like the
I think it's
directional
good.
wayfinding, assuming that logos would be appropriately included.
Or it says the city name in that top part, wouldn't matter to me either way. If it's a Corcoran,
Corcoran
White,
listed somewhere on there.
Wildflower
Yeah,
Park, that
Corcoran
would be
Community
fine.
Trail or something.
Yeah, some way of identifying if it's a Corcoran Park.
And then interpretive signs. And to be fair, those interpretive signs were still very preliminary on, we still don't have a full plan on what would even go on those, but the general aesthetic is the feedback we're looking for at this time. That's one where we could come back to you down the road and say, okay, here's a mock-up of this specific sign.
My only worry when I look at this is if it's really thin and flimsy, that's gonna get hung on and destroyed real quick. So I've seen some at parks that look really nice and maintained, and some that kind of like start to droop, and especially at like kid height.
With these being composite, is that something that you would envision, Debbie?
Yeah, there's different, well, we didn't even, really look into what we would do, but yeah, it could be a composite, or it could be, the metal sign with powder coating on it, or it could be, something in a sleeve. There's lots of different options.
So make sure it's thick enough that it can withstand the elements and children.
Yes.
50-pound kids on each side.
Yes.
Yeah, one other question. You said the words were gonna be painted on? So there would be a cutout of the sign, but then there would be
For
painted, is that like?
the monument
Etched in,
sign?
but the sign would be painted,
Okay.
right? You said the letters would be etched in?
Yeah,
Or
they'd be
engraved in?
routed in, and then they put paint in the routed in letter.
Is that pretty standard?
Yeah.
Like, we should not be painted every
Right.
year? Okay. All right. Any other comments, questions, concerns? You got what you need?
Let me double check the question. Okay, there is a preferred sign family, that is option 2. Specifically, option 2A, 4, 5, or 6 of you. Specific design elements from either incorporated, that remains the same. Were there any policy considerations when you look through policy proper? I mean, you've seen that policy no less than 2 or 3 times. And I took the feedback from whatever the last time we talked about it was, I think January 15th. Was there anything that stood out? Are there any implementation priorities that we've missed? What I heard is Heritage Park, Wildflower Park, incorporate into future park projects. But those were the 2 kind of main ones that we want to kick off. Does the policy, oh, go ahead.
The only thing I had a note on was we don't talk about the process for reviewing signs. We're pretty, maybe it's intentionally vague, that just says the city will review to ensure consistency. Do we want to be any more specific around, do you want to say that it'll come to us or anything, or is it?
Like external signs from other partners, if we got grant funding, something like that, or are you talking about? Because the idea for me, I guess, would be option 2 should be the sign moving forward.
Oh, I was talking about the policy now.
No, right, but,
External required signage.
okay, that was the clarifying point I needed. My assumption would be it would make its way to you guys likely at some point, assuming that we had some sort of authority to adjust the sign. So a good example right now, we're working through the Hennepin County Youth Sports Grant, which might be a different title now. But they require that we put up a sign signifying that they have help. We have 2 options. There's a 6-inch and a 24-inch, and I'm not making that up, those are the sizes. That could be a scenario where I would go, okay, which one do you guys want, and here's my proposition on where either one would go. But if they said, yeah, hey, here's a 24-inch sign and this is your only option, I'm probably not gonna bring that back to you guys because there's not a lot we can change with it. So I think the vagueness kind of allows that flexibility, but as some external signage right now, they're on my desk.
Yeah.
Or like I wouldn't want it to have to go to like anywhere else that it needs to. Okay. Don't want to require more approval than you intend to either.
This allows some of that flexibility and like,
Okay.
we can make that determination as we kind of go along, but it's still thought about.
You were saying, sign option 1A, if you're going through the list, make sure we're clear.
Yeah, I was just going through my questions that I had included in the staff report at the end. Policy appropriately balances consistency and branding with flexibility for future parks, trails, and special projects. And does it appropriately address, because this was one of the last conversations that we had back in January, does it appropriately address external funding, donor recognition, recognizing that there are going to be times that we have to incorporate it. We want to make it as minimally invasive aesthetically as possible. So I tried to kind of clarify that with the external funding partner recognition portion. But then we do also have a separate regional trail one, just because they usually come with a full set. We're good? Are you telling me we made it?
It is so.
Stop it. So next steps, intention would be bring this to the July 9th city council meeting and get their blessing so that we can get a sign at the brand new park. Yes.
Need a motion?
Yes.
Make a motion for that particular sign that you just mentioned.
Option 2A, with those colors, wood posts, composite
Metal bracket.
panels, metal brackets. I think we hit
That was
it.
it. Yep. Let that be the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Were you the first?
Yeah. Okay, great. That up. Moving on. Reports, planning, project updates.
St. Teresa's gonna start, their second phase soon, so our one-day beautiful linear park will be not as beautiful staging area for the time. A couple other things have kind of been either starting or continue to be on their way, so you'll still, as the Springs at Corcoran preliminary plat goes through the planning process, that'll eventually come here for multiple things, trail alignment and, park dedication and things of that nature, so be on the lookout for that, because that is, they're trying to move through the process. There's been a few delays, but they're trying to move through as quickly as possible. Couple other odds and ends as far as projects go. There are, the 3019 project came in as well as Brockton Business Park Phase 2, and then the Oswald Business Park. So those, I don't know if they necessarily come here if we get just park dedication money for them, but there will be park dedication money coming in for those, so there should be updated numbers as those projects go through the, not only the process, but get approved.
What's the location on those?
Recorded.
Those 3019?
3019
It just says
is-
At 30 and 19.
Is that what they're calling it? I don't know.
I believe so.
It might not have an address, let me look.
I mean, I don't see one of these through it, so, with the 3019.
To Seth's point, as far as like park dedication goes, my understanding is generally if it's strictly park dedication, there's no trail shown, there's no park shown on the comp plan, it generally doesn't make its way here because what are you actually going to review if you want the money, probably. So that's kind of where it's not necessarily worth your guys' time.
Yeah,
They only
it's right at the corner of 30 and 19, it
Okay.
looks like,
Thank you.
a large parcel. I'm sorry.
I was gonna just make sure the other one was just, unless it's like adjacent to where a trail is gonna go, because I know we still have a lot of opportunity to identify where the east-west trail's gonna go, the
Right.
north-south, so like, yes, as long as there's not
Yes.
something through it, but also just need to make sure that's not something we wanna,
And our planning team is
Go ahead.
very aware of those opportunities as well, and knows that the team would like to review things of that nature.
okay.
And I think that's kind of the most important parts. Are there any questions on?
Number 2, I can't pronounce it, whatever, Orchards.
Yes,
Karen.
Caraminis.
Thank you. Did, the woman was in here, her lot was in the back, we kind of said it was okay to move the trail to the side, and the council moved it back? Is that what that looks like?
Yes.
FYI, everyone.
Yeah, so they essentially went with staff recommendation on that, specifically, so.
Okay.
I think that's all I have. Anybody else got any questions on them?
I wanna know about that loom one.
Yes, so that's number 10.
Mm-hmm.
So they have come in and they are going to have an indoor cultivation site. And that's, I believe, on Augur, yeah. So they're going through the planning process right now. It's gonna be indoor cannabis cultivation.
In the industrial park.
That's right, yeah.
Didn't the city have a moratorium on cannabis marijuana projects?
No moratorium. There is a limitation on retail locations in the city, which I believe the maximum is 1, which we don't currently have. But there have been a couple of, there's one established cultivation site that has gone through the whole planning process. I believe this would be the second indoor cultivation site that's currently going through the process. But there has been interest in others, just not that are official planning projects, so.
There is also no pot in the park, so
Thank you.
we'll put that on record right now, right here.
It's on our signs.
You don't know what goes
It's
well.
not, but it
you
could be. We made the
Seems
sign
like an
before it was
important
legal, I think.
Anything else?
All right, move on then. Parks, Recreation, Trails update.
I'm gonna keep this quick and then I'm gonna hand it off to our new staff. Speaking of, our new staff is Amelia. She is sitting at the end of this table, or not the end, but close to. She started on May 18th, and I could not be happier. I do not say that lightly. She has helped update numerous flyers. She has been on site for athletics. She's catching on incredibly quick, and I feel like I can hand stuff off to her without a lot of worry, if any, ever. Additionally, Heritage Park is still under construction. Utilities are the hardest part of this entire project. Working through easements and locations and how much power do we need, which is 3-phase, to address a future splash pad. So we're working through utilities. We just got approval at council for the location of the right Hennepin easement. So we're moving as fast as we can, but we do have to get along with and play nice with the utility companies. So that has been one of the hardest parts of this project. Other than that, I am working with Hennepin County on their grant that they had given us, the DNR on getting that all worked through, and then Three Rivers on getting the reimbursement for the Diamond Lake Regional Trail through Heritage Park. Additionally, youth soccer is starting in a few weeks. Wayfinding, as you saw, has been a big topic of discussion. And then we're preparing a lot for events and engagement opportunities. So this includes our standard Bark in the Park 19-night holiday coin food drive, the new event this fall of Trunk or Treat, which will be October 29th. It's a Thursday, and it's a bonus week, so we don't have any city meetings. So everyone should be able to attend.
I'll be in Las Vegas.
Did you already book the tickets, or
I got my flight and everything.
as,
Row 4 in the plane.
as far as council items go, like I said, the right Hennepin easement and connection, that went through last council meeting. Silt fencing, so in order to safely open the park, we're trying to fence off areas that still are under construction. That's both to get people who generally want to use the park back in, but also we've got soccer starting soon, so people need to know where they can and cannot go. We also had a pay request to pay Valent. We have to pay them, it did work. And then a change order because the underground roof drains are not aligned in the right spot after the building was installed. Yep, and we needed one more in order to effectively address the drainage. Side note, I heard today that Lions Field is getting drain tile early next week as well, so that should help with some of the drainage on that field, which will be very well received, I think. The hardest one. Question? And as a friendly reminder, staff is out tomorrow. It is Juneteenth, and it is a holiday that we get off, so if you do have questions, Monday is your best option.
The playground looks great. We made the right choice on the slide covers.
You guys did a great job.
Uh-huh.
That was awesome.
I brought Seth out there today before this meeting.
Is all the equipment in now?
Is it tall?
It is all in,
Tall enough.
we're working through some of the concrete around it. Part of the issue is we have to get utilities in before we can do flat work. And so, flat work is like the concrete. So, that's been our, go ahead.
Shouldn't the utilities have been done sooner than this? I think
If we could get on the same page as the utility companies in the easement language and the location and what is needed versus what is not. We worked with Wright Hennepin, and there is a portion that goes through the eastern parcel of the park and then up to the building from essentially the right of way on 50 from the entrance. We are not having to pay for portions of it because it does help Wright Hennepin, so it's kind of working through the give and take of that.
Okay. Okay.
I never have to see utilities again.
Now you know all the
Oh,
things
man.
you can run into.
I do not have any jealousy of engineers.
So when do they think that the building's gonna be totally done?
Totally done, ready for reservations, we are shooting for September, but staff
Okay.
can also establish the reservation process.
Okay.
We currently have a survey open. It is open until next Friday. It is to get feedback. I think Seth sent it out at least once to the commission. Make sure you send it to your friends so that we can get good feedback. I think we're up to 106 responses.
Wow.
which is- Questions for me? Otherwise, I'm going to pass it off to.
You're off the hook.
All right, hi, I'm Amelia.
Hi.
I go to college at St. Benedict and St. John's. I just finished my sophomore year there. I'm studying communications and marketing. So, yeah, I started May 18th, like just said. Kind of been overseeing the second half of the baseball season, and then also just doing the logistics of youth soccer, which is about to start in 2-3 weeks, and then also night to night, going around with the community services officer, getting donations from local businesses, and also been done a lot of like graphic design with posters and flyers and stuff for our upcoming events. So that's been fun.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
If you don't mind, I would like to highlight her work because she's going to be really humble about it.
Do it.
We got these flyers.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's option one. Option two. I mean, different events. She did she did a great job. We're updating them. There's things that have not been updated in a few years because.
You're busy.
Yep, and so is she, but she has the skill set to update, and she came in familiar with the tools that we had and options we had to improve things. I have been so incredibly grateful.
Good.
Really good.
Come to trunk or treat. Commissioner Kraler.
My light doesn't get in until late.
5 to 7.
Send money, send money.
All right, moving on, program coordinator update. What do we have for that?
Well, that was the only update.
Oh, that was everything, okay, sorry. Then let's keep moving on, garden club report.
I don't have one.
I don't either. Still looking for someone to help lead. Send help.
All right, so we'll move on then. Park dedication fund report, any questions on that?
We're down to 2.398 million. Like I said, I'm working through the grant funding so that we can kind of replenish as we're pulling. And then at the end of the project, staff anticipates 1.5 million to be remaining in park dedication. Keeping in mind that, as Seth shared, we do have quite a few projects coming in, a lot of them associated with park dedication funds, which is nice. So, thanks to our planning team for keeping those rolling.
So we'll have 1.5, but
That is what I anticipate, assuming.
good. You'll make another part. All right, no questions? Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second that?
All those in favor?
Aye.